friends who've known me since high school know that I've always been a filmmaker. I used to participate in literally every single sport that I could, or like Model United Nations, and I would always film. I would always sort of edit everything together and post it. And it got so far as when we went on international tournaments, people from other schools would actually ask me to see the video because I became known as the girl who did the AMAC videos, which was sort of the name of the tournament that we participated in. And I remember the very first time that I ever shot anything was on this little tiny iPod. I'm gonna try to find a picture of them, but I don't know if you guys remember the first iPods that came out with a camera. And it was literally the worst camera quality ever. And I used to go back and either use iMovie or Microsoft Movie Maker, I think it was, and put it all together and put music on it back when it was okay to put copyrighted music on your YouTube videos. I've just always loved making videos, but when I made these videos, I never really appeared on the camera because I was too embarrassed to sort of talk to a camera, either in front of my friends or even in the privacy of my own room. And that's actually why I took so long to start a YouTube channel. I've probably been wanting to start a YouTube channel for like, I don't know, 6 years. And I think back and I wonder like how far would I be right now if I had started back then, because you know, ever since I've started my YouTube videos, I hope you guys have noticed the quality keeps getting better and better, and it's just because I've been learning. And the reason I'm telling you this whole story is because eventually I started, and eventually I reached 1K subscribers, and eventually, or 2 days ago, I actually reached 4K subscribers. Thank you so much for that, by the way. I really love all of you guys and I love what I get to do. But the thing is that even with 4K subscribers, sometimes I still feel a little bit silly. In other words, I still feel like a fraud. There's this thing called imposter syndrome, and imposter syndrome is basically when you're doing something that you either love doing or that's just your career, that's just your job. But you don't feel like you either deserve it or that you have the right qualifications for it. And I feel like a lot of people have this, especially in their like starting position jobs, like when they're fresh out of college and they're still learning. But a lot of people actually don't tell everyone what they truly are or love doing because they feel like imposters. And for example, for me, that's with YouTube. I never really liked the word influencer. I don't think any influencer likes the word influencer, but I get kind of embarrassed when I say that I'm a YouTuber. I just landed the brand partnership of a lifetime. Like, honestly can't believe it. And honestly, if I had told 3 years ago me, who was just starting this channel, what this would become in such a short amount of time, and I say short amount of time, but it's been a lot of hard work, but still, I think she would have been so proud. So today I wanted to share with you guys some tips on how not to feel like a fraud doing what you love or doing what you want to get good at, because we all start from zero and you cannot compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 36. So with that, I'm gonna make myself some coffee and then let's sit down and talk about it. So my first tip to stop feeling like a fraud is to remember that everyone starts from zero. With the exception of those child geniuses, there's very few of us who actually are born with the knowledge that brings us to become whoever it is that we become and to be successful in life. Doctors have to go through 8 to 10 years of training. I guess what I'm trying to say here is a little bit what I said earlier. Don't try to compare where you're starting to where someone else is when they've been there for 5 years. For example, for me, when I was starting this YouTube channel, I was tempted to look at people who were doing better than me, who had 10, 20, 100K followers or subscribers, but I ultimately gave myself a reality check where I looked at how many videos per week they've been posting and when they started. One of the channels that I use as inspiration for mine is this girl called Ashlyn Eaton. She's honestly amazing. I love her channel. And when I first started following her, she actually had like 20K subscribers and now she has 200K. So it's awesome to use those accounts as inspiration for how far you can go. But I also reality checked myself and I looked and she has like over almost 200 videos on YouTube and I have like 90. So, you know, I can't really compare when she's put so many more hours and so much more work into her channel than I ever did mine because we started at different points. So that is the first thing to keep in mind. Make sure that you are using people for inspiration but not unfairly comparing yourself to others. Another principle that I like to live by is the fake it till you make it principle. And I feel like this is sort of commonly misunderstood as pretending to be someone you're not. And that's not what I mean at all. What I mean by fake it till you make it is start behaving like the person who you want to be would behave. So for example, for me, I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to be someone who sort of earned an income from documenting her life and just working on those creativity skills, photography, videography. So I started behaving like a YouTuber instead of starting my first YouTube video with like, oh, I'm new here, I don't know what I'm doing. I just started my YouTube with, hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And there was nothing to come back to. There was no channel. I was starting from scratch. But I realized that the algorithm could show this video and it could just appear on someone's homepage. And I would want people to think that I'm confident in what I'm doing, because if people don't think that you're confident in what you're doing, they're probably not going to like see you as who you want to be. Now, confidence takes time to build, and I completely understand that, which is why it's so important to go by the fake it till you make it principle a little bit. If you want to be a YouTuber, open up a camera. It doesn't have to be a fancy one. I don't know if you guys know this, but actually I've been doing my YouTube videos on my iPhone for the past 2 years. I only have this camera for half a year now. So I genuinely just picked up my camera and started talking to it. I picked up the free software on my computer and I started editing. And if, for example, you want to start your own business, start that Instagram page, start making the posts that you would, start designing your products, start doing the things that that person would do. If the YouTuber you love, for example, has like a week in the life video, be careful because those are always curated. But if she wakes up and she works out and she makes a coffee and she sits down and edits her video and you're like, wow, that looks so productive, so refreshing, I really want to do that, get up, get a workout in, make a coffee, work on the video. I had a really big problem when it came to putting time aside for making these videos because I had to do my real job. And then I just started prioritizing one of my work days a week to YouTube as if this was a real job. Because if I don't take this seriously and if I don't pretend like this is giving me the income I need for now, that I'm never going to get to the point that I will be earning income from this and that I will be at the point that I want to be, because I just never took it seriously. Another way you can combat that imposter syndrome is by surrounding yourself with people who are doing the same thing you want to be doing. So if that's to, I keep using the YouTube example, but it's just what I can showcase to you guys. If I want to become the big YouTuber that I one day want to become, I try to talk on Instagram to YouTubers I admire. I actually, in the very beginning, when Ashlyn had like 20K subscribers, I actually reached out to her and I said, could I pay you for your time and could you like act as my coach? And she actually was willing to do it. Something that I never sort of went through with, because again, I felt like I might have been wasting my time and maybe even hers, and I was planning on paying her, so I thought maybe I was wasting my money. And you're never wasting money if you're learning a new skill. And I wish that I had started and accepted being coached by her, because she is where she is now, so obviously what she's doing works. But whether that be get a coach or just surround yourself by, if you're wanting to start a business, try to figure out if any of your friends have started a business. Hang out with them, go out for a coffee. Seeing other people's journeys and hearing about their hardships will really prepare you for what's to come. And if you know that it's going to be difficult, if you're willing to accept that it's going to be difficult, then you're not going to be so overwhelmed when it is. You're not going to be so surprised by the amount of work that goes into doing what you want to do. So I think that this is really important to keep in mind. And if you have the ability to surround yourself by people who are doing what you want to be doing, then I highly recommend that you do so. Last but not least, keep a progress tracker. What I do for my personal YouTube channel is that I have a little Excel sheet that just says January, February, March, April. And every single month, at the end of the month, I go in and I write the amount of subscribers I have, the amount of views I have. And it's honestly been awesome, because when you see your subscriber count go up every single day, like 2 by 2 or 4 by 4 new subscribers, it doesn't feel like that much. But when you put things in perspective and when you're able to look back 1 year and see how far you've come, it really, really helps. So keeping the progress tracker is an awesome way to keep you motivated. If you're trying to lose weight, for example, something you can do is figure out what a healthy amount of weight it would be for you to lose every week, and then project it for a year ahead. So in a year, you would weigh this much. Or if you're wanting to lift weights and you're starting to be able to progress at like 100 grams more every week, then see how much you'd be able to lift in 3 months. It honestly works for a lot of different sort of paths and careers, so I highly recommend you do that. I hope that this video was helpful and that it helped some of you guys out, and if it did, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, and I will see you guys around in my next video. Bye!